as the runners are arriving at the start at Canberra for the Camarena quality. And she was a very good mare, Camarena. And this quality handicap, there's a riding change, Hobart, video fly Shane Gates. Now Canberra, Pembleton, 460. And Grant Buckley is the rider of Pembleton today. Last raced 8 weeks ago there in January at Doomben, of course, behind Clay Shaker. Disappointed a little last prep, but on this track is unbeaten. And 3 from 3. Pembleton, John Morrissey trains. Lock the Key has been disappointing of late, but maybe an improver today. Ran 9th at Canterbury last start. Went well in the market that day. 2nd on this track prior to that. 680 about Stauschman. And he ran 6th at Rose Hill last run, but had won 3 in a row prior to that at Goulburn, Kensington, and at Goulburn as well. And it is certainly going well, this gelding by Opera Prince. Sentimental Tour at 760. Down the track last start there at Rose Hill. And disappointed. Drew White, I think that day too, had run a good race prior to that at Rose Hill as favourite, and had won a couple in a row prior to that at Canberra and also at Randwick last prep. Dainty Deb, she's pretty smart on her day, and she's back for a spell today. Frank Cleary trained mare by Dane Hill. Brent Stanley rides for Uncle Frank, and was a winner at Rose Hill back in November. Has had a spell of 17 weeks. She goes pretty well fresh though. Pride and Power, it is given a chance to at $10, number 6, who was a winner first up on the Kensington course, and then has disappointed a little since at Goulburn and at Randwick last start.
Pride and Power is a late scratching, taken out by order of the stewards at $3.06, $12.70 on the tote. Bookmakers will align to the last bet recorded. Betting announcement to be made following the running of race 5. So Pride and Power late scratching. Inflation comes up with Sentimental Tour. Sentimental Tour will be the last one to be positioned. 1,000 metres the journey of the Camarena quality handicap. Now Sentimental Tour turns sideways at the first attempt. Attendants lock hands behind. And the Sentimental Tour goes in. And the start is imminent. Pembleton the favourite, 360, 160. Stand by for a start, race 5. Red lights flashing. Set. Racing in the Camarena, good straight line away. Fastest to begin was Disco Deb, but joined by Stauschman. Third, Lock the Key from X-Ray settling fourth. 2.5 to Swing and Miss, followed by Inflation, Pembleton, and 5 lengths last of all was Sentimental Tour. Up towards the 650, a real charge in front. Lock the Key and Dainty Deb go together. They're 2.5 in front of Stauschman, followed by X-Ray and a further length at a half to Swing and Miss from Inflation. Pembleton is safe for the last run at them, and 3 lengths last of all Sentimental Tour. The late scratching of Pride and Power to the home turn. Dainty Deb with the advantage of the inside. Leads only by a neck. Lock the Key is up challenging Stauschman. Nice and handy. It's 3 wide, followed by X-Ray, and there's plenty of room for Pembleton the inside from Inflation, Swing and Miss, and Sentimental Tour. 7 across the track to the 200. Pembleton squeezing right up along the inside. Takes the front from Stauschman. The $1 million horse. Pembleton kicks clear from Inflation and Stauschman, and it's Pembleton. Pembleton by a half length. Inflation second, tight for third. Swing and Miss on the outside of Stauschman, followed behind those by Sentimental Tour, Disco Deb, X-Ray, and last of all was Lock the Key. So Pembleton over the $1 million mark, number 1, 310, 150, 8 Inflation, 280, Photo for third. A few of these jockeys significantly rolling about 3 or 4 off the inside at around the 400, but Pembleton, Grant Buckley got right up along the rails to take the front, and has held Inflation, and looks like Swing and Mist will get third just in front of Stauschman. So 1, 8, 3 and 10 over the line, and they're now official. 1, 8, 3, 10. Pembleton the winner. Grant Buckley for Johnny Morrissey. A 6-year-old bay or brown gelding, marauding Royal Arena, owned by Travis Stock Park Syndicate. Managers Mrs. J. Pascoe. John Morrissey the trainer. Grant Buckley is the winning jockey. Second has gone to 8. Inflation, Jamie Whitney for Barbara Joseph, a 4-year-old bay gelding, Inflate Cloudy Sky. Third to 3, Swing and Miss, John scores for Barbara Joseph. 5-year-old bay gelding, Celtic Swing, Pollyanna Mist. The interim Super Tab Quinella 25.20, exact to 48.30, and we await the trifecta. It's 1, 8, 3 and 10. Time of 58.07. 58.07 was the time. Course and class record held by Madison Point at 57 seconds neat. The last 600, 34.49. 34.49. It was a short neck by a half a length. Short neck, half a length. The $1 Million horse, Pembledon, taking out the Camarena Quality for 2004. Great effort, getting right up along the inside. It's 1, 8, 3 and 10, and more to follow after the 5th here in Canberra.
All right, thanks, Rod. Yeah, he's been a terrific sprinter, and he was well ridden by Grant Buckley. Burst through.
Ride Starcraft in the Guineas.
Well, that sets up an interesting clash now that Niello has won so brilliantly the Canterbury Guineas, doesn't it?
Yes, and then there was a lot of talk this morning about Elstrom and Under the Bridge from Melbourne. It's going to be a very good 3-year-old Autumn Carnival in Sydney.
Yep, OK, it'll be a beauty. The Sandown Classic winner Legible is out of the autumn campaign.
Yeah, knocked a joint early this week according to the Rogerson stable and owner Lloyd.
Forget Andrew bringing you off the beaten track each and every Tuesday morning 10:30. Now, Terang. Late scratching at the start here is Prolific, is out of the cup. Number 7, Prolific, is a late scratching, taken out at the start. Here they are moving in well for the running of the Terang Cup. Let's head to Adam.
And they look set, so they're in the hands of the starter. Ready to go. Racing. Calaman hopped out okay. Prince Stella a little slow out. And Rare Trist is going to go forward with Calaman in the early stages. Mr. Selby will get a nice trail third. Winkler's going to be handy, and Transferal's a little deep around him as they leave the straight. Then Barbarossa, followed next by the Rampager, Prince Stella, and Soldado is last of all. Making their way towards the back, and Calaman is issued a little more rain, and he takes up the lead with 1,500 to go. Calaman led by 2 now on Rare Trist. 2.5 away third is Winkler, who's outside of Mr. Selby. 2 back, 5th on the inside, Barbarossa, and Transferal's got him 1 off the rail now, and he's basically following Winkler in the run, so he's ended up in a good spot. Then followed by Prince Stella, the Rampager. Soldado last, about 10 to 12 off the lead. 1,300 out, up along the back, and Calaman in front, where he likes to be, out in front and rolling along, led a length and a half, and he's not going all that hard today. Rare Trist in second spot, Winkler third outside of Mr. Selby. A length and a half to Transferal, midfield around Barbarossa. 2 back on Prince Stella, with the Rampager, and Soldado is last of all. No change in the order, 9.50 out, and it's Calaman in front, leading by a length on Rare Trist. 2.5 away third is Winkler, who's outside of Mr. Selby. Nearly 2 on Transferal, who's next with Barbarossa. The Rampager with Prince Stella, and at the rear of the field is Soldado as they make their run towards the home turn. Pace quickens up front. Calaman led a length on Rare Trist. About 2.5 away third, Mr. Selby and Winkler. Transferal's out deeper, starting to loom into the race quickly. Prince Stella is next, followed by the Rampager with Soldado and Barbarossa. They take on Calaman at the top of the straight. Transferal's taken off a long way from home, but he moved to the lead at the 300 mark. Transferal got away from Calaman. Mr. Selby, Winkler only battling from Barbarossa. Transferal at the 150. Now ridden hard, but he's got a big lead in the cup. I think he's got it won. He's 3 clear. Barbarossa getting home from Mr. Selby, but Transferal's going to win again. Transferal by 3 on the line. Barbarossa's run second, Mr. Selby third, and Soldado 4th. Winkler could only manage 5th. And then Prince Stella, Calaman who knocked up, Rare Trist, and the Rampager was last in. Transferal number 3, Andrew Noblet and Craig Newitt have won this year's Sungold Terrain Cup. Number 3, the winner. Transferal makes it back-to-back wins. And all credit really must go to Craig Newitt there. He was the first one to take off, but he knew what he was doing. It was clearly a move that he had in his mind at around the 800 or 900 metre mark to get into the race quickly, because Calaman hadn't gone all that hard. And it would have been a pretty easy move for Craig just to stay on the back of Winkler for as long as possible, but he took off well before the home turn and has taken on Calaman and co, shown a bit of courage to do it. And he had to get pretty busy on Transferal at the 200 metre mark, but the horse responded and he's won pretty easily. Barbarossa, number 13. Gee, there's got to be a nice little Class 1 race for him somewhere soon. He was nibbled at big odds. and he's been able to run second. And number 9, Mr. Selby's finished third. 3, 13 and 9. Soldado fourth. Winkler number 1, officially fifth. Transferal 240 and $1.40. Started the sub with the late scratching of number 7. Sub the winner. 240 and $1.40, but again bookies bet better here on track. 13 Barbarossa $3.20. 9 Mr. Selby $2.30. 240, 140 for the winner. 320 second. 230 third. Quinella 28.10. Exacta 44.80, trifecta 279.40, and the running double on 7 and 3, Willow Run and Transferal $17.60. The margins are 3 lengths by 3/4, 3 by 3/4 in 2:13.93. And I guess Craig Newitt's been in the headlines for the wrong reasons lately, but that's a real showing of his talent there. He did all the right things on Transferal, and he's won the race easily. Runners returning. Transferal wins the Terang Cup 3:13.9 after race 6.
Thanks, Adam. Yeah, it was a terrific win. 2050. And 12 about William of Oz. A quiver at 6:20. Little Nico given a chance at 10, 9:40 for Greenie, and Exalted Time 5:90. Anyone we know at 6:60. Then down to Magical Spirit. Zashio Dan is at 5:80, Red Rose at 10, and the others all at pretty long odds. Race 7 coming up in 9.
Wants to lay on the stalls, but they stand up well, and they're racing in the Strathalbyn Cup, and a quiver from the inside was out okay. Anyone we know having a bumping duel at the start with Greenie, and I think that was because China Viceroy ran up the track somewhat. Working over Irish Intrigue and Brave Decisions pressing on. A quiver will hold a forward railing position as Irish Intrigue will take up the running from a quiver and Brave Decision. 2 lengths to a third. Magical Spirit on the inside was Little Nico. Exalted Time ran out at that turn, checking Zachio Dan from China Viceroy. Getting back in the field now was our Strike Breaker on the outside of Anyone We Know. 2.5 to Greenie from Red Rose, and last of all is William of Oz. The speed is very good. 1,400 metres to go, and Brave Decision took up the running. Led by 2 lengths to Irish Intrigue, 1.5 a quiver. 2 away Magical Spirit, Little Nico, and then came Zachio Dan, who's racing 3 wide on the outside of Exalted Time. China Viceroy on the inside, and then came our Strike Breaker. Anyone We Know just easing back off heels has clear running at the expense of Greenie, who's 2 lengths away from Red Rose, and William of Oz sees them all in the Strath Cup as they go along the back at the 900 metres, and Brave Decision making every post a winning post at the moment, leads by 2 on Irish Intrigue. Quivers come out wider. Over on the inside was Little Nico, followed next by Magical Spirit, who's starting a run on the outside, putting Zachio Dan wider from China Viceroy. Exalted Time working home. Our Strike Breakers coming to the outside. Anyone We Know's now got held up for a run near the inner. Greenie, it's under the whip from Red Rose, and last is William of Oz as Little Nico dashed for home. Brave Decision gone, approaching the 600, and Little Nico, he's raced 5 in front of Magical Spirit, a quiver. There's no assailants presently, although now William of Oz from the tail runs on powerfully, followed by Greenie, who could not go with him. And Anyone We Know into the clear on the corner at the 250. Has he gone too early on Little Nico? The old timer, the old stager, straightened for home, about 4 in front. Down the outside, William of Oz is coming home well. Exalted Time in the clear, and then Anyone We Know, but Little Nico, he's clear in the Strathalbyn Cup, and the Strath Cup stays here. It's Little Nico, he blitzed them, he won by 5. Anyone We Know second, a half away third, Exalted Time. Close up in a photo for 4th, Magical Spirit, also William of Oz and Red Rose, and then China Viceroy with our Strike Breaker. Zachio Dan had a tough run, it finished well back in the field, followed by out wider on the course was Greenie, who did not come into the race, nor a quiver. Brave Decision and Irish Intrigue, they went very hard early, and they came in at the tail. Number 5, Little Nico is first. Ridden by Jason Lyon for Brian Mueller. That'll be one of Jason's biggest wins. He did win a black type race recently. But on the scale of things, the Strathalbyn Cup is held in pretty high esteem. All these country cups. We've got the Gawler Cup in early April. And Little Nico, a last start 2,470 metre open handicap winner in town against ordinary opposition. In a 51 start career, he's only raced here twice before for a win. And this 8-year-old by Niccolo Polo from Daisy Clover, raced by Mrs. Ellen Mueller and trained by her husband Brian, has bolted the cup in. There were no excuses. Anyone we know did get held up a little, but the winning margin is the key here. It'll be about 6 lengths. So the Quinella, $20.30. The trifecta, $227 on the Strathalbyn Cup. Well done to Jason Lyon and the Mueller family.
Thanks, Hilt. Yeah, it was a win, wasn't it? He took off and he took the punch and he just kept going. He ran them ragged. Little Nico, Jason Lyon, 9:32.90 over anyone we know, exalted time. 20:30 Quinella, 2:27 the trifecta. And there was a few of them there for fourth. We'll get that fourth number shortly. William of Oz, Magical Spirit and Red Rose were the ones.
Barrage there in the west. Now race 9 at Charlton. This is the Cup. 270 Sir Romulus, 470 Roderick John Boy, 9:30 for number 10 The Good Guy. That's race 9 at Charlton. As we get ready to go there right now for the call of the Charlton Cup for 2004. Here's Bob.
Today, the Yokohama Tyres Charlton Pacing Cup. $280 for the favourite, Sir Romulus. It's $460 for Roderick John Boy. In fact, $420 now. $790 for Lady Lisa. $850 for the Good Guy. And now to $13 Cool Card. $14 to Rubalji. And around the $15 mark for Harry Moreau and also Cool Chip. So the front row is ready. Waiting for the 10-metre markers to get set. And they'll be ready to go for feature race of the year, the Yokohama Charlton Pacing Cup. Stake money won so far by these horses, already over $1 million. Terrific field, plenty of depth. The Good Guy, the defending champ, off the 10. The $15,000 feature plus a cup and inscribed rug to the winning owners and a cup to the winning trainer and driver. Track is clear. They're ready for a start. The Yokohama Charlton Pacing Cup is about to get underway. Stand start 2,650 metres and they're on their way. And beginning very quickly from the inside, Cool Chip. Harry coming out very well, Spirit On. And galloping at the start, Harry Moreau got into a tangle with the Good Guy. But Cool Chip led them early on. Dropping in onto his back was Spirit On and third Machine Gun. Then came going forward up into fourth place. He got pretty tight into that first turn. Cool Card got a bit of a hip and shoulder, Douglas, but he rode the bump well. Stayed in the bike. Deep out going forward to Rubalji in a hurry. Back in the middle, Sir Romulus the favourite. Deep out, Lady Lisa starting to muster and go forward. Very wide out on the track. Then Roderick John Boy, the Good Guy, back going again after that early check. Second last is Harry Moreau. And Christopher Hawke was a little tardy off the mark and he's last and around 35 off the leader. Well, as expected, plenty of pace on early on. And the leader, Cool Card, was able to get around and take up the lead role. Lady Lisa is up to second, had a little shot for the front Alfred, but couldn't get past. Third sitting in the trail is Cool Chip. Fourth with the coveted one out, one back is to Rubalji. Wishart's off on the Bendigo Cup winner, Roderick John Boy. He's quickly circling the field as the leaders try and back off the speed. They've gone pretty solidly through the first lap though. Coming down with just over 2 to run and again they jazz up. Lady Lisa just making Roderick John Boy work and earn the death seat. 3 back on the outside now is to Rubalji. His stablemate 3 back the inside, locked away, Spirit On. Then Sir Romulus, the favourite, now in the back half of the field. He's racing 4 back on the outer, getting a pretty economical run through the first lap in a bit though, around Machine Gun. Christopher Hawke follows the inside. Last year's winner, the Good Guy, second last, and last is Harry Moreau. The Cup field goes along the back straight again. Lead time pretty quick at 1:20.9. And Darryl Douglas again trying to drop down the pace on the leader, Cool Card. He goes down to the lap and a half with a 3-metre advantage on Roderick John Boy, who's up in close attendance. He really had to wrestle the death off Lady Lisa, but he's just comfortable now in second spot. Third, Cool Chip. He's getting a nice cushy run in behind his stablemate, and he's poised to use the Bayswater Jayco sprint lane. 3 wide on the track, coming with a run, Sir Romulus the favourite, just creeping around the field. He moves to fourth, so Lady Lisa's in a pocket in the middle. First quarter, 31.8. This second one will be much the same at the tempo. They're going down for the bell. Spirit On, 3 back the inside of Derubalji. The Good Guy has the 3 wide trail forward on the back of Sir Romulus as the cup field bunches up. The bell rings, and a line of 3 at the back. Machine Gun underneath of Christopher Hawke and Harry Moreau. They make their way into the back. Second quarter, 32.1. Cool Card got a bit of a breather, but he leads the Yokohama Charlton Pacing Cup by a metre. Roderick John Boy Has got the leader within his sights, though. He moves up within a neck. 3 wide, Sir Romulus. He's going to have to be big to win from out there. He's done it tough, but he's moving up within a length of the leaders. Back behind them in the middle, Lady Lisa. Following the leader, Cool Chip, sweating on and out as Cool Card put under plenty of pressure. Out deep of the good guy. He'll have to make his run pretty wide in the final stages. DeRubal's blocked, so Spirited on the inside as they run off the back straight. Well back, Harry Moreau, Christopher Hawke and Machine Gun. 29.5 the third quarter. A good finish coming in the cup. And Roderick John Boy surged to the front, but Sir Romulus went up to join him as they corner. They beat off Cool Card. The good guy's still coming. Cool Chip getting through. Sir Romulus put his head in front of Roderick John Boy, and Sir Romulus cruising clear with the Charlton Cup. Sir Romulus wins another Country Cup, a neck. Seconds almost a dead heat, Roderick John Boy and the fast finishing Cool Chip. Then came the good guy close up, followed by Spiridon, Christopher Hawke on their tails, DeRubal's next. They were followed home by Cool Card, Machine Gun, Lady Lisa, and last in was Harry Moreau on the final quarters, 29.5 and 29.3. That was a big win. Sir Romulus, he had to lead up the 3 wide line, and he's been too good for them. Plain and simple, Sir Romulus racing in devastating form. He was just behind the placings last start in the Bendigo Cup, coming from a long way back, but back to his terms and conditions in the stand start today, and he's bounced back into the winners list, number 8. Bring up a driving double for Matt Craven. He's won plenty of Country Cups this season, Sir Romulus, and he's got a little bit more silverware to put on the mantelpiece at home. 9-second, Roderick John Boy has just held on for...
Ready now. Racing. Son of Wish left well from the outside, going fast. Tiger Queen right whack near the inside over...